the way that I answer the question, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff. We live in an era where everything's measured.
Yeah.
Everything. Even in a way that even 15 years ago, like we now know how many touches Jokic gets a game. Touches, not shot attempts. Like the analytical age that we're in, right? And so much is about numbers and stats. And we previewed the series before it started. And we're like, well, they're the number one rebounding.
On paper, everything looks nice when the team is just dominant.
Number one rebounding, number one points in the paint, number one in charges, number one loose balls, number one this, number one that. And it's like, if you look at just the numbers, there's very few advantages, if any, for Denver. But what you can't measure in a box score is grit, is heart, is perseverance. As much of an analytical age this is, we still can't measure the heart of a man, the resilience of a man. And there's a collection of champions that, as we've been saying, you're going to have to kill, and who just won't go away, and who's got real calluses. And the Nuggets had that in spades in Game 1 in a way that Oklahoma City just didn't.
It was like the Nuggets were able to hang around. They were able to hang around where it's like, hey, we're not letting the game get too far off from us. But if we stay around here and we continue to rebound well and weather the storm and make the big shots when we need to make them and make the free throws, we're going to be just fine. And that's what happened. They out-rebounded the Thunder. They were able to make their free throws when it mattered the most and get a couple crunch-time shots to go in for them. And you find yourself with a couple seconds left and Aaron Gordon hitting that last-second shot to win the game. Like, that's what this is all about. It's not about, oh, this team is just so much better than us. Okay, yeah, they are. They're more athletic. They're younger. But they don't have what you guys have. They don't have a championship. They don't have y'all's mindset yet.
They don't have anything close to a title.
No. And so that's where that works in the Denver Nuggets' favor. And it can help them even tonight. If they can hang around and stick with it and find ways to make big shots and continue to out-rebound the Thunder and play better defense from the perimeter, they'll be in good shape again.
Yep. And when we talked about before the series started, it was on, was it Friday? No. When was Game 1? It was Monday night. It was Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah. So on Monday's show, we're like, okay, so on paper, Nuggets have no advantage. And I remember we had Jake on. Like, Jake, where's the advantage? He talked about, like, corner threes and, like, got nuanced, and that was just his way of answering it. But we're like, experience. Experience matters, man, in all walks of life. You just can't snap your fingers and say, I'm ready for the challenge that everyone else pretty much throughout the history of this league has had to do the climb. From Jordan and Pippen losing to the Celtics and the Pistons, and Shaq and Kobe losing to the Jazz.
What do you call it? Accumulating the scars.
Accumulating the scars. And, this team has been out of the first round once and lost in the second round. 2 years ago, they were losing in the play-in to Minnesota. And all of a sudden, this team's ready to win a championship.
And it was a cakewalk for them because they're playing against the Grizzlies in a play-in. That was a play-in team.
Correct.
So it's like nobody has pushed the Thunder just yet in the playoffs. And so what does it look like now that the Thunder got punched in their mouth? Can they react? Can they come back? Can they focus? Can they rebound? Can they find a way to play the defense and turn around and play good on the other side when it comes to offense consistently? The Nuggets are going to find a way as long as they can hold on and weather another storm, because we know the Thunder can shoot well from the three-point line. We know the Thunder are loaded and they have the depth, and it can work against you if you're the Denver Nuggets because you do get tired. But you got to hang in there.
Yeah, and hanging in there. Hanging in there. And I'm glad that you just said that. The Thunder have not had to hang in there a lot. They've been smacking people upside their head in one of the most unique ways in NBA history. One, they're one of 8 teams in the history of the league to win 68 games or more. I mean, it's insane. But when you talk about outscoring your opponents by more than 1,000 points over the course of a season.
Just dominant, man.
That's blowout after blowout. You know the last time Oklahoma City lost a game that was clutch time. So 5 minutes or less, 5 points or less. It was Monday night, February 24th, 10 days after Valentine's Day, dude, when they lost 131-128 in overtime to Minnesota. That's a long time ago. February, then comes March, then comes April. We're in May.
It's like they've been rolling through people. Like, it's so easy, and you can get used to it. and then it's a shell shock when you're in a dogfight. And it's like, okay, do we remember how to fight? I don't believe they do because they haven't been in enough fights yet. They just haven't, Thunder.
Nope, they just haven't. They just haven't. And how does that continue to reveal itself? So we talked about the experience before the series started. We talked about the lack of accumulating scars. And we also talked about, and I remember saying this to you in the wintertime, and I don't forget, I don't remember rather if it was January or February or whatever, but I remember saying, hey, they won like 16 in a row at that point. And I'm like, do their secondary scores have what it takes in the postseason? And the jury will be out on that, just like the jury for me through the regular season was out on Westbrook. I'm like, I want to see it in the postseason. And Westbrook has answered those questions emphatically thus far. But these guys haven't. These guys haven't.
Specifically, who are you thinking about? Who are you talking about for them when you say that?
I would say start with all-star Jalen Williams, J-Dub, who this year averaged 22 points a game. And in the first game of the second round, shot 5 for 20 and was pretty much irrelevant.
This is crazy because I remember you talking about this in J-Dub and saying, hey, like, SGA is great, but their second best player, we really don't know too much about him when it comes to playoff time.
Nope.
But you know who we know about a lot? Jamal Murray. And although Jamal Murray hasn't been very consistent for us, we know how it looks and what it looks like when Jamal Murray is firing on all cylinders in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's something that can work in our favor if Jamal can pick it up, Zach.
Well, there's no question about that, and we have to talk about Jamal here shortly in dedicated fashion. Like, what should it look like in Game 2 after what we saw in Game 1? They're their best player. They're their best. So they go back and forth between who's the second best player after SGA. It's Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. How was Holmgren in Game 1?
Oh, my man struggled.
He struggled mightily. I mean, he shot a 5 for 11 from the field, all right, 0 for 3 from 3, and missed the 2 biggest free throws of his NBA career as his knees were wobbling, right?
They were shaking.
They shot so the combination between Chet and J-Dub, the second and third best players, and they rotate back and forth in Game 1 of the most important series of this iteration of the Oklahoma City Thunder, shot a combined 10 for 31. And SGA shot under 50%. And SGA, by the way, has not been the best version of himself in the playoffs from an efficiency standpoint as well. So it's like, I look at the Thunder with incredible respect. Incredible respect. You don't accidentally get to 68 wins.
But do you think that we have given them too much respect to start? Because, like, literally, they ran through the Grizzlies. They've been sitting there for 9 days. And this is their first time playing against a team that will punch them in the mouth. And it's like, we've been respecting this team like it's like a birthright for them to win this year because of the talent that they have, because SGA possibly will win MVP this year. But then it's like for the Nuggets, they're reminding all of us, yo, we've done this.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and ignore us.
So I don't think that we're putting too much respect on their name. I really don't. I think they're rated properly. I mean, goodness, 68 wins is insane.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about the Nuggets' losing record against teams above 500. Against teams above 500, they were 31-10. 31-10. I mean, and then they swept their first round series. And they're going to have something for Denver tonight.
Okay.
They're going to have something for Denver tonight.
So I think they got a surprise.
That I think that, and it's tough because, and I'm talking to myself here as much as anybody else, is like, it's tough to forecast something when you only have a sample size of one. So when you go into Oklahoma City and you steal that game and that's the only sample size we have to draw from, my guess is after tonight we'll recalibrate a little bit because you're going to get their absolute best punch.
But so you said they're going to have something for the Nuggets. What would that look like, though? Because honestly, for the 3 quarters or 3.5 quarters, the Thunder had full control and they just kind of slipped. They slipped up.
Yeah.
So what does that look like then? What, like having something for the Nuggets. What does that look like here in the second game?
Yeah. It's a good point about that they were in control. I mean, they had
for sure.
They had what was it, a 12-point lead with 6.5 minutes left, or 10-point lead?
And they shot horribly from the 3-point line in the first quarter.
They did. They started 0 for 10 from 3. Man, the Nuggets in the second half of that game looked like the hungrier team. They got to every loose ball. They got to every rebound. So I think that you'll probably just see a sense of desperation that there's another layer. Because, and I've said this for years, there's only one version of being starving. Yep. That's to be actually starving. This group right now is feeling their mortality. They cannot go down 0-2. They cannot go down 0-2 at home. And they have and these guys are all NBA fans, right? These guys are all hoopers. You're watching what happened to Cleveland. And I know there's context with some injuries, but Cleveland was in control that whole game.
Yeah, they were.
The fact that they blew that game last night.
Like, what was it? 112. Pacers were down. It was 112, 119, 49 seconds left.
It should be impossible. And the Pacers just did that, by the way. They just did that in the last series where they were down 7 seconds left with 49 down 7 with, I think, 49 seconds left. Like, there's only been 3 examples in NBA history where a team has come back from, like, down 7 with 40-something seconds left, and 2 of them were in the last 2 weeks from Indiana. And I just think that I think you'll see a growing hunger and starvation from Oklahoma City tonight that you got a little preview in Game 1. You're going to see in wholesale in Game 2, and I hope that the Nuggets, with their maturity and experience, are prepared for the level of punch that's about to be thrown their way.
I believe that they will, because I still am not sitting here saying, I believe OKC can finish off the Nuggets, right? Can you, like, for the Thunder, they were able to do it for 3 quarters, but they found a way to mess it up for themselves because they don't know how to finish yet in the playoffs when it matters the most against a tough team. I don't know if they'll be able to do it again if the Nuggets can hang around. Now, if the Thunder can get hot early from the three-point line and they get the confidence and they're at home, okay, it could be a different story.
And blow them out.
But if you don't blow these Nuggets out, what did you say yesterday? You are going to have to kill them. And the best player on the court is Jokic. And if you can't stop Jokic, because, Zach, let's face it, there is nobody on that court right now that can stop Jokic.
No.
Jokic is the only one that can stop himself. And if Jokic is feeling it and you're running the game through Jokic and Jamal can get going, because I know we're getting ready to talk about him, the Nuggets can win again tonight because of that.
I think they can too. And I'll just tell you, and this is just me personally speaking for myself, Zach, no one else. If Oklahoma City wins tonight, and I do expect them to win tonight, all right, and in some ways, and I'm not lowering the bar, like the fact that you were able to go on the road and steal one of the first 2 games from the number 1 seed, the overwhelming favorite, where you have to bet $900 to win a Benjamin, right?
It's crazy.
It's insane. But with that in mind, if Oklahoma City wins tonight and this series is tied 1-1, I will bet my own money on Denver to win this series.
Whoa!
Because as Dante told us yesterday, the odds swung from the Nuggets at plus 610, so $100 wins you over $600. Now they're down to -2 or a plus 235. That's $600 now, $235. But if Oklahoma City wins tonight, their odds are going to shoot back up, and I will circle back. Now it's not going to go up to 6-1.
No,
but I will circle back and bet Denver as they come back to Denver based on all the factors that we've been talking about here.
But that's the scary part, and I think the Thunder are getting ready to figure out how it is to play here in Ball Arena.
You heard what Ant-Man said.
I'm hearing it for myself every time I watch that TV screen and how the TV starts to shake. It's just a different atmosphere.
It is.
It's crazy.
Denver used to be like the most docile, sleepy home advantage from a crowd standpoint. The altitude's always been built in. But like when I first started going games in 2017, you can get in for $15. Just wait until half hour before the game. Now, this crowd, because it used to be all the opposing fans would take up half a Ball Arena. Now it's Nuggets. It's Nuggets Nation plus the altitude. And you have someone like Anthony Edwards being asked about the crowd in L.A., and he's like, the crowd in L.A.? I've played in Denver. Like, that's cool as a Denver sports fan. That is freaking sweet. So, yeah, man, this is going to be a long series. I do not believe that.
See, I'm opposite of you. No, I think it's going to be a long series, and it may be different when they come to us. But I believe even tonight, Zach, the Nuggets have something that the Thunder don't, and that's just, like we keep saying, experience. And I think that the Thunder are going to give them everything they got, and the Nuggets are going to hold on again, and it's going to come down to another last-second shot. And I'm going to just call it right now, it's going to be Jokic this time.
It's coming down to another last-second shot.
You know how this is the playoffs. This is the playoffs.
You could be right. I will tell you, if you told me that's the case, I'd sign up for it right now. The spread on game 2 is actually bigger than game 1, and Oklahoma City lost game 1. Think about that. So the odds makers, who don't know everything, but they do a really good job at their job, are expecting this one to be a comfortable Oklahoma City win. I'm not saying what I'm saying based on just that, but I thought coming into game 1, the Nuggets were going to give the Thunder their best punch in one of the first 2 games, and I thought it was coming in game 2. I thought the Nuggets were going to be down 0-1 and win tonight with their best shot. I think it came in reverse. I hope you're right about this, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us hope that I'm right in this situation where we win game 2 and we go 2-0 and we still on the road.
Oh, my gosh.
Like the Pacers just did. Like, that's something that you dream of doing. But the reason why I believe that can happen is Jamal Murray didn't play his best game. MPJ was MIA. You had Aaron Gordon, who has been doing a great job. Russ, who's been doing a great job. Now imagine if you can get MPJ to do a little bit better. If Jamal Murray can have a great game alongside Jokic. If Russ can have the 16 points and maybe just 2 turnovers and brings the juice as well. Like, we were able to beat this team with a last-second shot, and MPJ didn't play well and Jamal didn't play well.
Well, let's just say this. The Thunder also blew the game.
They did.
So that's a part of the context here. Like, from a win probability standpoint, from like a basketball IQ standpoint, like Thunder should have finished that game. They kind of pooped in their pants a little bit. They did.
Some diarrhea, for real.
And I'm talking about their head coach and their second and third best player. And it just, and they struggled from 3.
Yeah.
And so I just want to proceed with respect and caution for who this team is. But at the end of the day, obviously, I hope you're right. Because if Denver goes up 2-0 tonight, oh my gosh.
Well, the Thunder the Thunder went into that game not respecting Denver, thinking like, you guys are old, you guys don't have it. We're more athletic than you. We're more deeper than you. We've been listening to the media. Everybody's on our side, and they got punched in their mouths, Zach. I still don't believe that the Thunder respect the Denver Nuggets, and they think, like you just said, which is true, they lost the game themselves. It was like, Denver didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. And they're going to try to say, we're going to go in there, we're going to finish. Denver's not going to let them just finish them off. Denver's winning this one, man.
Well, I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. I'll say this, too, in response to what you just said. If there was a layer of respect that was lacking, and I don't know if that's true, but if there was, it's there now. It's there now. Because Jokic just went in there and went 42 and 22. And you just blew it on your home court. And in the regular season, you played 4 times and went 2-2. There really should not be some level of like, we've done anything. They haven't done anything. Anything. So we'll see what it looks like. I cannot wait until this evening. Cannot wait. Who will have a better bounce back, do you think? Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets or J-Dub for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Williams?
I mean, Zach, you said it yesterday with MPJ, like there's a trend where MPJ doesn't do well and the next game he does really well. But I'm not going to bet on that. Like, for me, it's like, MPJ, if you decide to show up, great. If not, we have to move on. With J-Dub, he has to be the second best player. And I think that for him, his bounce back is going to be a little bit different because he knows he needs to show up. For MPJ's not the second best player on our team.
No.
Thankfully. And so he knows that, like, hey, like, I can show up and help out or I cannot, and I'll be benched. It is what it is. That's what it looks like his mentality is anyway. MPJ doesn't have that mentality of, like, I want to go out there and be aggressive. It's like, if I'm open and I'm hot, I'll be ready to play. If not, I'm just going to sit here. J-Dub knows he's going to have to be more efficient and be more aggressive in this game if they're going to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, J-Dub went 5 for 20 in game number 1. We know that MPJ went 1 for 8 for 2 points in game number 1. And to the trend that you talked about, let's just shed some light on that here for a second. Game 1 against the Clippers. And now another really good defense. This was like the third best defense in the NBA. Yeah. OKC's number 1. MPJ had 3 points. Follows it up with 15 in game 2. Game number 3, he goes for 7. All right? Game number 4, he goes for 17. Now, he played well in game 5, too. He had 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting. 3 of 5 from 3. Game 6 comes. He goes for another stinker. 5 points total. gets benched. Game 7 goes for 15. So in each example, and there's 3 of them in the first round, he responded in a way that you felt like was impossible after you've watched him just stink it up. But he actually has responded in each situation. This is a better defense. He may be more hurt.
Yeah.
Don't know. Remember, he said he took the shot in Game 7. Don't know if he took the shot in Game 1.
You know what, Zach? You better take the shot here in Game 2.
I agree. If it were me, I'd like to think do whatever to do to be on the court.
If you're going to be out there. If you're going to be out there, you might as well do it the right way. You did it that way in the first series. You might as well do it in the second series. Bite the bullet and rehab and heal up after you're done playing and you win it all.
Well, hopefully the bounce back is there because, as we spoke about yesterday, as much as the stock is down on MPJ, you're going to need that guy to win this series. You're not – this group is so thin. This group is thinner than Chet himself. Okay?
That's thin.
You are not going to be able to win this series without some level of contribution from Michael Porter Jr. So, but I'll tell you, you talk about stock being down, man. This thing is now a penny stock. Like, can it rally here in just a few hours? Do you think that the game will be as high scoring as it was? I mean, you talk about not seeing that coming. The Nuggets in that first game scored, it was 71, I want to say,
it was 71.
In the second half alone.
Wow.
Highest second half output since the 1980s, and they did it against the league's best defense.
Zach, they're going to have to score points, especially if they don't play good perimeter defense. I'm talking about the Nuggets, because if the shots for the Thunder start to fall, it can be a long game for the Nuggets. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, and if we're going to win, we're going to have to put up points. But that's something that Denver has done a good job of this whole entire year, is putting up points. Where they top 5, top 10 in scoring points. So that's not new to us. Play some solid defense, stop the perimeter shooting, and score as many points as you can. I think that's going to have to be the recipe. What are you thinking?
Well, I don't think it'll be that high. I think there'll be a little bit of correction here with the intensity from Oklahoma City and Denver defensively kicking up a notch. Because 121 to 119,
no, high.
That is way higher than the expected total. Gosh. I think the scoring goes down. I think Jokic has another huge night. I think this is a Jokic series. There is no Zubac on this team.
No.
All right, there's just not. And Isaiah Hartenstein, and Chet. I think these guys need to bring a lunch. And
sprinkling a little bit of motivation for someone like Jokic to prove that, hey, I should be MVP. You know, like sure. It's like, hey, I may act like I don't care, but I care.
Oh,
and you've said it a bunch, Zach.
He's obsessed with this,
and he wants to prove to the world. Why not do it against the team that has the quote unquote MVP guy?
Yeah,
like why not do it to him?
Last time he didn't get the MVP, he averaged a triple double in the entire playoffs and became the first guy in NBA history to lead the entire postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. So he's on his way already. I will mention this here in closing. Here is that. And I'm not predicting any shenanigans or anything, but there is an official that is coming back tonight for the first time in 7 weeks. I have never seen a graphic online that said active, and it showed an official, and it's Scott Foster.
He had his own highlight reel.
And he does. Scott Foster's nickname in NBA parlance is the extender in terms of extending a series on behalf of the NBA. Now, they don't want Oklahoma City to, be in rough shape. This is the theory. I'm not speaking for me. But it's like, hey, Oklahoma City, the number 1 seed with the MVP, could be down 0-2. Send in the extender. He is active off a calf strain. So look for Scott Foster. If you guys don't know the name, you know the face. You're going to see him tonight. He's been around forever.
Off a calf strain. The referee off a calf strain. He's ready.
Bring him in.
The extender.
All right, we'll see what it looks like here in just a few hours.